Hello, welcome. I'm Helen Mirren, and as a former local girl who used this phone box, walked the pier, and attended St Bernard's High School, I'm here to introduce the Clifftown Museum, one of the world's smallest museums, brought to you by the Clifftown community residents and in collaboration with the Heritage Lottery. The museum explores the Victorian history of the Clifftown area that you are currently standing in, and the Royal Hill area, more regularly known as Pier Hill. Please join me and listen to this brief history of the area. The Clifftown estate land was leased from Daniel Scratton to build 124 houses, with the first stone laid on October the 3rd, 1859, creating the Clifftown estate. Designed by Banks and Barry, the estate provided 5 classes of terraced housing and shops, all with unified designs and materials. The different classes of terrace have design variations, reflecting their status and position in the estate. The largest, most opulent properties are on the cliff top with views of the estuary, whereas the more modest houses face the railway. The nearer you lived to the coast denoted your wealth. The poorer of the wealthy were nearest the railway. The railway followed the coastline to Chalkwell, then started to come inland because the wealthy didn't want the steam from the trains spoiling their views. The estate's layout around open spaces, gardens and carefully aligned streets enabled estuary views from most of the houses and many public parts of the estate. There are 2 surviving squares from the original layout: Prittlewell Square, which is the oldest public park, and the garden area, which is now Alexandra Bowling Green. If you look on the stone slabs surrounding the green, you will see remnants of the metal railings that were removed to help in the war effort. The other squares made way for houses over time. Within these roads there are several plaques. The founder of NSPCC, Bernard Waugh, lived at number 4 Runwell Terrace. Robert Buchanan, poet and novelist, lived at Bycooler House, 19 Cliff Parade. On the corner of Cambridge Road and Nelson Street, there is the Clifftown Estate Heritage Trail Route plaque, which is one of 18 that can be found around the town.
The Wall Memorial on the cliff top was built in 1920 to commemorate those who lost their lives in the First World War and hosts the annual Remembrance Sunday service and ceremony. It was designed by the famous English architect Sir Edward Lutyens, who is also responsible for the cenotaph in Whitehall, London.
The floral clock was built in 1919 and located between the cenotaph and the bandstand. In 1939 it was relocated. Following the cliff slip in 2006, the clock was returned to its original position. The floral design surrounding the clock